It's December 1973. I'm a Southbourne college, and I'm miserable. As the Gothic buildings close in on me, I make a decision, then call home. Listen, Dad, there's something I want to tell you. You're not going to like it. I'm quitting school. I don't belong here, and I'm not coming back. Oh, that sweet moment of rebellion. Cast off the shackles of your oppressor. That's how it felt. My dad said, we'll discuss this when you're home. So a few weeks later, my father picks me up at O'Hare Airport. I'm expecting a tedious lecture about staying in school, but he says, pack your bags. Tomorrow we leave. A father-daughter only trip. Dad, did you get us a cheap flight to Florida? No, at dawn we leave for Moosonee, Canada. Say, what? Where's that? It turns out Moosonee is at the base of Hudson Bay. Population 653. Gateway to the Arctic. 95% Cree Indian. Daytime temperatures? -4 degrees. Why would we want to go there? Because you need an adventure. Dad, there's a difference between adventure and torture. It's paid for. We're going. So the next day, 2 connecting flights, and we finally board a mostly freight train to Moosonee. I sit scowling at my father for this ticket to hell, an outpost in the Arctic in December. It appears my father is staging a rebellion of his own. The only riders on this train are grizzled survivalists. When the train stops, you hear the beer bottles roll to the other side of the car. When we finally step into the frigid Arctic air, the inside of my nostrils instantly crystallize. Snow is swirling in the air, and at a distance, these wolf dogs are circling, baring their teeth. This place is surreal. So one evening, at the bleak guest house, we gather round a stone fireplace. The room is dark except for the crackling fire. An older Cree Indian man starts telling us the legend of Wetiko. Wetiko, the giant ice cannibal that devours. With yellow eyes and jagged teeth, he prowls the Arctic. The fire on his face gives his face an eerie glow. Wetiko eats only long pig, man sinners who are greedy for more. Wetiko eats those with restless hunger. Beware the Wetiko. His steps are long across the frozen lake. He doesn't even crack a smile at the end. The next night, it's a mild -7 degrees. So my father and I decide to go out on the Moose River to gaze at the stars. Bundled up in parkas and boots, we trudge out about a half mile onto this vast, dark, frozen expanse. It's so quiet, all you can hear is the crunch of your boots on the frozen snow. My dad and I are actually having a good time together. We, under this dome of the dark night sky, we point out constellation. There's Orion's belt. Look, Gemini twin. There's Taurus the bull. My father even starts teasing me. You are Taurus the bull, so stubborn in your rebellion. Sensing the moment is right, I said, Dad, I'm just so miserable at that college. He pauses and said, but pain leads to growth. It's more important to have an interesting life than a happy life. I'm just pondering this statement when suddenly there's a muffled booming sound. It gets louder. Something's approaching, thunderous footsteps. But it's not possible. We're on this vast frozen river with a clear line of sight. Boom, boom, boom. I pivot in panic to my father. His eyes are wide on high alert, prepared to defend us. Whatever it is right there. The booming is thunderous. We swivel and crouch in all directions in the dark night, but there is nothing to see. Is the ice cracking? We madly scramble back to shore. When we collapse in the guest house, I blurt out to the owner what happened. He says, "Oh yeah, that's the sound of the deep water current slapping the underside of the ice 3 feet down. It's loud." I said, "But this were heavy footsteps." He just shrugs. Later that night, I think about the legend of Wetiko. Am I guilty of restless hungers, always wanting more? And then I remember the look in my father's eyes that night. It was like something I'd never seen before. I saw the fatigue and the sacrifice. For that fleeting moment out on the ice, I saw him as a father trying so hard to protect his daughter for as long as he could. My resistance softened. The next morning, I said, "Dad, maybe we can work something out that suits us both, that I can go away and still be in school." So I start looking at universities abroad. At the end of winter break, when my father drives me to O'Hara, just before I get out of the car, he says, "Maybe it is possible to have an interesting life and a happy one." I say, "I hope so, Dad. I really hope so." Thanks.
Robin, everybody.